Hi, I'm Mary, and I'm going to help you guys today I'm going to talk about breastfeeding tips in public. I know that I breastfed 4 kids, and I remember, especially with my first, I felt so nervous about breastfeeding in public. But every mom is so different about how they feel about breastfeeding in public. But the thing that you need to remember the most is that you're able to nourish and feed your baby, which is basically what you want anyways, and that's the most wonderful part of it all. Another thing is that you have rights to breastfeed in public, especially in the state of Colorado. You have the right to breastfeed anywhere that you want. It could be a restaurant, the playground, your kid's school, the mall. You have the right to breastfeed anywhere. And so if anybody says anything to you, you now know that you have the right to breastfeed your baby anywhere in public. Because I think some moms don't know that, but now you know. Even knowing that, it still can be a little bit daunting to breastfeed in public. And so we have some pointers and tips today to help you feel more comfortable breastfeeding in public. The first thing that you should think about is, as you're getting ready to go and leave, think about the destination that you're going to and what you might need to breastfeed at that destination. So, for example, I wouldn't recommend wearing a dress or a one-piece outfit if you're going out to breastfeed in public, because it's kind of hard to lift your dress over your head so you can breastfeed your baby. So just think about that as you go out. I also think that looser tops that might be a little bit longer are also really great for breastfeeding, like what I have on. But remember, just do what's comfortable for you, and make sure that you pack your diaper bag. So one of the things that I packed in my diaper bag today for breastfeeding in public is a blanket. And this is my baby today. He's so happy today. I'm so happy that he's so happy. So this blanket is a pretty large blanket. And it's lightweight, so you won't get as hot while you breastfeed. You have a couple different options that you can do with this blanket. You can either, and you can use other blankets too at your house, anything that you have. You can tie it around your neck like this, if that's the most comfortable for you. And then you can get your baby, and usually I kind of would like to cover myself like this, and then underneath I would get my breast ready for the baby and kind of have it a little bit bare. And then I would get my sweet baby, and I would gently bring him under the blanket like this. And as you can see, you don't see anything. You don't see my breasts or anything like that. When you tie it around your neck, you can also kind of move it around a little bit so that you can see if you need to. So that's one way to use your blanket. You can also just, instead of tying it around your neck, if you don't want to tie it around your neck, you can just kind of tuck it in under your shirt or your bra strap like this. And I think that then you can do it that way also. And as you can see, it doesn't show anything. If you don't have a blanket, that's totally fine too. You can breastfeed just the way that you are in public, which is such a blessing. With my shirt, as you see, it's kind of big, so I can like lift it up like this and then bring my baby to the breast. And as you can see, you don't really see my breast. The baby's covering my breast with its head. And my shirt is still long, so I don't feel like I am revealing unnecessary things. Some people also like to use slings. I did bring a sling that we can look at, so you can kind of see how that might work. Just make sure that with your sling, some of them can be really dangerous, so you want to look at the consumer product report to make sure that the sling that you're using is safe. Before you go out and buy one, I would probably check that out anyways. But you can just kind of put it like, here's one type of sling. I know there's tons out there. I'm going to use my little smaller baby that I have here. And you can just kind of put the baby in like this, and you can still see the baby, and it actually kind of holds the baby up a little. So for example, if there was no place for you to sit down and you had to stand to breastfeed your baby, a sling might be a good idea because it would give you that extra support that you need, and you could still stand up and breastfeed your baby. And as you see, there's lots of room, so you could fit a bigger baby in there as well. They're good buddies. They're gonna share together. Another thing I did also when I was breastfeeding is sometimes there weren't chairs available. There was different things happening. I'm gonna move this chair out of the way and I'm gonna sit on the floor. I would bring my baby and you can just kind of you can sit down like this and breastfeed. And I kind of liked it because I could bring my knee up, and that also helped me breastfeed my baby if that was the most comfortable for me. There's lots of places that you can breastfeed. Like if you're in a department store, you could get breastfeed in a, what are those called? A stall fitting room, thank you. A fitting room. You can breastfeed, often there's chairs places, so if you wanted to move the chair to the side like this so that you weren't facing people, that's another way that you can breastfeed. If you're in a restaurant, booths are recommended, or places like that. So hopefully those are a couple of good tips on how you can breastfeed in public. And your baby's so lucky to have you to be able to breastfeed them like that. Let's see if there's anything. If it helps to breastfeed your baby before, it's also super important to breastfeed your baby before it gets too fussy. So if you notice that your baby's getting a little bit hungry, look around and think, where can I breastfeed the baby? Where's a good place? Where's a good spot? And then go to a spot before it gets too fussy. Because we all know how when our baby's fussy, even at home, how hard it can be to breastfeed. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And if someone criticizes you for breastfeeding in public, remember, don't be afraid. You can speak up because you know that you have that right to do that. Hopefully some of these tips were helpful to you today. And we'll see you again next week, Tuesday at 10 a.m., same time, same place. Thanks.